Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. This is Salim Akhtar Malik, your host at the Observation Post channel. This channel is dedicated to discussing issues of national and international importance. In this session, we'll discuss Pakistan military's transition from the United States owned global positioning system to the Chinese BeiDou satellite based navigation system, which went global in 2020. A satellite navigation system uses satellites to provide autonomous geospatial positioning. It gives information helpful in navigation or for tracking the position of something fitted in a receiver. It is also called satellite tracking. US military was the first to realize the need to have an independent military navigation capability as early as the 1960s. As a result, in 1964, it deployed world's first military satellite navigation system known as NavSat. The system was based on the Doppler effect and provided location information and navigation to missiles, submarines, and surface ships. NavSat was also used for hydrographic survey and geodetic survey by the United States Navy and Army, respectively. Presently, armies all over the world rely on satellite navigation for information gathering on the enemy deployment with a view to facilitate greater accuracy in employment of own weapon systems for targeting the enemy's land, air, and naval assets. This includes enemy ground forces, artillery gun positions, tanks, aircraft, ships, and submarines, etc. This also helps in quick redeployment and switching over of own forces from one area to another to counter the over-changing scenario in a fluid battle. A satellite navigation system provides the coordinates of these enemy targets for engaging and destroying them. Satellite navigation also provides real-time ground awareness picture of the enemy's movement to plan and track the movements of convoys and in operations of search and rescue of injured soldiers. To cut it short, such a system ensures considerable reduction of response time. Currently, four global navigation satellite systems, or GNSS for short, are operating worldwide. These are Global Positioning System, which is owned by the United States, GLONASS, owned by Russia, Galileo, owned by the European Union, BeiDou. This is the system to which Pakistan Army has transitioned in 2020. This is owned by China. Additionally, there are two regional systems, QZSS, owned by Japan, and IRNSS or NAV-1C. This is of Indian origin. GPS or Global Positioning System started operating in 1978 and was made global in 1994. With time, Global Positioning System was opened up for public use. Currently, Global Positioning System has a 33 satellite constellation, out of which 31 are in orbit and operational. It is maintained by the United States Air Force and is committed to maintaining the availability of at least 24 operational global positioning system satellites. Till date, Global Positioning System has launched 72 satellites. BeiDou is the satellite navigation system of China. BeiDou 1, also known as first generation system, was a constellation of 3 satellites. It became operational in 2000 and offered limited coverage and navigation services, mainly for users in China and neighboring regions. BeiDou 1 was decommissioned at the end of 2012. BeiDou 2, also known as Compass, is the second generation of the system. It became operational in 2011 with a partial constellation of 10 satellites in the orbit. BeiDou 3 will be the next generation of the system. The first BeiDou 3 satellite was launched in March 2015. As of January 2018, 9 BDS-3 satellites have been launched. BeiDou 3 is expected to be fully functional by the end of 2020. Presently, having 22 satellites, it will finally have a constellation of 35 satellites. The Indian Regional Navigational Satellite System, or IRNSS for short, which was later given the operational name of NAV-1C, or Navigation with Indian Constellation, is the regional satellite navigation system of India. Launched and operated by the Indian Space Research Organization, IRNSS covers India and nearby regions, extending up to 1500 kilometers. All the 7 satellites are in orbit. But the first satellite, that is RNSS-A, is not functioning since some time last 2 years due to failure of its atomic clocks. Indian Space Research Organization's bid to launch a replacement satellite failed in August 2017 when the heat shield of the launch vehicle failed to separate to release the satellite. Currently, 3 RNSS satellites are in the geostationary orbit and other 4 are in geosynchronous orbits. There is still some time before India starts getting its services. Since long, all the 3 defense services of Pakistan are using were using the United States owned and controlled global positioning system for the military applications mentioned earlier in this video. Keeping in view the vulnerability of our military assets, planning and operations due to the unreliable nature of Pak-US relationship, Pakistan military has been contemplating for quite some time to switch over from GPS to a more reliable navigation system. Their apprehensions were based on the following factors. In the past, United States provided India satellite access to a sensitive telephone conversation. This conversation happened when Kargil war was going on. RAW was able to tap the phone call and record the conversation between Musharraf, that is General Musharraf, and Lieutenant General Muhammad Aziz, who was the Chief of General Staff of Pakistani Army then. Later on, RAW released the information to the world media, causing great embarrassment to Pakistan. That was one reason. Our ground forces, computer aided artillery guns, fighter aircraft, AWACS, drones, cruise missiles, surface ships, and submarines are all dependent on global positioning system for accurate designation and launching of their weapons, as well as for navigation. In a future war, United States, India's strategic ally, may decide to jam the global positioning system's signals, rendering our military assets completely blind. In a future war, both India and the United States will have the capability to use ground positioning system in conjunction with cyber and electronic warfare to assist in inserting malware into Pakistan's power, telecommunications, financial and banking grids, breaking down and eliminating these critical nodes. A COVID-19 of another kind, this will seize all governmental, economic, and military functions in the country. The war will end even before it starts. BeiDou GNSS, in conjunction with Hawaii 5G, for which the infrastructure is already being laid in Pakistan, will further enhance Pakistan's military information gathering and utilization capabilities. Hawaii 5G is the fifth generation of wireless communication technologies supporting cellular data networks. The system has a very broad bandwidth, which implies that a lot of information and data can be transferred instantly and at very high speeds. The combination of BeiDou and Hawaii 5G will exponentially enhance the cyber and electronic warfare capabilities of Pakistan's defense services. That was all for this session. See you, inshallah, in the next video. Till then, bye bye.